Hotel Juliet Victor, welcome to Fairoaks. Continue to the end, vacate right.
Welcome to Fairoaks Airport, where I had the pleasure of flying light aircraft like this for around 8 years. Fairoaks is one of many hundred small airports around the UK, but their long-term sustainability and viability has been threatened in recent years.
Here we are in a Tiger Moth aeroplane. Shocks in front of the wheels prevent the machine moving forward when the engine stops.
Operating as an airport since 1931, Fairoaks was used to train over 6,000 pilots in the Second World War flying in Tiger Moths, but since 1967 has operated as a private airfield. But let's focus on Fairoaks today, a busy and still thriving airfield with a single runway allowing for up to 50,000 aircraft movements each year. Dan Johnson
Hi.
is Fairoaks Flight Information Service Officer, the small airfield equivalent of air traffic control. We talked to him about his role, how he has seen general aviation change, and get his thoughts on the future of Fairoaks. We started by asking Dan about his primary role here.
On the radio is making sure that you manoeuvre aircraft around the airfield and give as much information as possible to inbound and outbound aircraft. Keeping safety as a priority is a key part of everything we do. Making sure the airfield is as efficient as possible, and just making sure everything runs as according it should do. And on the other side, the reason why we have two of us up here is because we deal with flight plans, customs, immigration, special branch, answer all the phone calls, take all the money for landing fees, that sort of stuff, and anything else that is looked after at the airport.
Safety is paramount in all flying activities, and before every flight, a pilot will carefully check his aircraft is ready for safe operation. Firstly, before climbing in and starting the engine, and again before takeoff with final power, brake and instrument checks. So, what sort of incidents commonly occur here?
Majority of instances, 999 times out of 1,000, it's a funny noise in the cockpit, a sick passenger, an issue that they don't know about, or an electrical issue. Most of the time it comes off without any problems. We always get the guys out on a shout. If, for example, last weekend we were dealing with one who came in with a radio failure and a transponder failure. We knew that the aircraft was fine, we knew it was safe, they were talking to Farnborough, just couldn't change any frequencies. But we still had the fire crew out there just in case. You just don't know what could happen. And that's almost exactly how all incidents end. There are the occasional instances we have aircraft go over the side of the runway, go off the end, impact other aircraft on the ground, but lucky enough we've never had any incredibly serious incidents here. Life-threatening incidents, I should say.
Airport security has changed for all travellers in the last 15 years, but have terrorist incidents across the world affected how Fairoaks operates securely?
The biggest increase we've had here is the need to cordon off the airport. So whereas before there were large areas of open space and you could get access to the airport from any point, now we have gates everywhere. Security is taken a lot more seriously with special branch, immigration, customs, in regards to they're checking a lot more. They're checking almost all flights, in fact, compared to before, where they had a standard list of people who would go away and come back for the day from France, etc. But everything's a lot more stringent. Communications happen a lot faster, so you can get answers a lot quicker. But yeah, the airport itself has become more secure as a result, and everybody's a lot more aware as well. I was here when September 11th happened, and that was a huge change. We had no traffic moving for 3 days after that point. And it was since that point, traffic went down for about 4 to 5 years and has just begun to get back to close to levels where it was before.
What then does the future hold for small airfields? Is Dan confident for the future of Fairoaks?
I think private aviation will continue from here. In what form is to be debated. About costs, as you never know what the future costs will hold. At the moment, fuel prices are going down, which is amazing. But you always want it to continue, and you always want to keep the operators here and happy as well. So yes, I think Fairoaks will continue. It's been going since 1948 as a non-military airfield. So yeah, it'll keep going.
I would like to see aviation thrive both in the UK and around the world, but it will take a concerted effort for it to do so. For now, however, you can come to Fairoaks and maybe start your flying career right here.